You know, inside your head, right now, there's this incredible drama playing out. It's a story that has two main characters, and believe it or not, they're in charge of every single thought, every judgment, and every decision you make.
All right, really quick. Don't even think about it. Just glance. What's your gut reaction?
See? You knew. Instantly. You didn't have to sit there and analyze the furrowed brow or the tight lips. Nope. The answer just appeared in your head. It felt completely automatic, totally effortless. That right there, that was our first character taking the stage.
Okay, now for something a little different. Go ahead, try to solve it in your head. No calculators allowed.
Whoa, you felt that, right? That mental crunch? Your brain totally switched gears. You might have even felt your muscles tense up a bit, your focus narrow. You had to consciously dig up a mental program, hold a bunch of numbers in your head, and grind through the steps. That feeling of hard mental work, well, that's our second character making its grand entrance.
So it's time to give these two characters their official names, which come to us from the brilliant Nobel Prize winner Daniel Kahneman. Let's meet System 1 and System 2.
Okay, so let's get to know them. Think of System 1 as your autopilot. It's your gut reaction, it's fast, it's intuitive, and it is always on, constantly feeding you impressions and feelings without you lifting a finger. Then you've got System 2. That's the pilot. This is the conscious, deliberate you, the one you think of as me. But here's the catch. The pilot is, well, kind of lazy. It takes a lot of energy to take the controls, so it much prefers to just let the autopilot do its thing. And here's the crazy part. Even though we think of ourselves as that careful, thoughtful pilot, System 2, the real hero of our mental story, the one doing almost all the heavy lifting behind the scenes, is actually System 1. I mean, just think about all the things System 1 does for you, all day, every day. It knows that 2 plus 2 is 4. It finishes the phrase salt and pepper. It makes you jerk your head toward a loud noise. It's how you can drive on an empty road or understand what I'm saying right now without thinking about grammar. It's this silent, incredible workhorse. So if System 1 is the tireless hero, what's System 2? Well, you can think of it as the brilliant but energy-guzzling sidekick. It only gets called in for the really tough jobs. Yeah, these are the things that demand your full, undivided attention. You can't fill out your tax forms on autopilot, right? Or try to parallel park in a super tight spot. The second your focus breaks, you mess up. These are the moments when System 1 throws its hands up and says, all right, pilot, you gotta wake up and take this one. Okay, so this is where the story gets really interesting. What happens when these two characters don't agree? When the lightning-fast instincts of your autopilot clash with the slow, careful plans of the pilot. Get ready, because there's a little battle about to happen in your own brain. Here's the task. I want you to say the position of each word you see. Just say left or right out loud. Don't read the word itself. Got it? Let's go. A little tricky, huh? It's way harder than it should be. And that's because your System 1, which has spent your entire life learning to read automatically, is just screaming the word at you. But your System 2 is trying so hard to follow the rule I gave you. Just say the position. You can literally feel that tug of war, that effort it takes for the pilot to override the autopilot. And that little game, it perfectly shows the conflict that's happening in our heads all the time. So this conflict, it actually reveals a huge vulnerability in our thinking. Because System 2 is so lazy and System 1 is always running, our minds can be tricked by some pretty powerful illusions. All right, let's do another quick one. Go with your gut here. Which one of these two horizontal lines looks longer? The answer feels completely obvious, doesn't it? The bottom one. It just is longer. That powerful, immediate certainty, that's your System 1 delivering another fast, confident, and, this time, totally wrong conclusion. They are precisely the same length. And here's the absolute mindbender. Even now that you know they're the same, even if you took out a ruler and measured them, your eyes can't help it. You still see the bottom one as longer. You can't just switch System 1 off. The best you can do is have your System 2 learn to doubt that first impression. It's a cognitive illusion, and it's just as real as a visual one. Okay, let's try another kind of illusion. I'm going to give you a quick personality sketch of a guy named Steve. Just read this and let an image of him form in your mind. So, based on that little description, what's your gut feeling? I'm guessing the stereotype of a librarian popped into your head almost immediately. It just seems to fit so perfectly, right? That's your System 1 doing what it does best, finding a simple, coherent story.
But what if I showed you this number? 20 to 1. What in the world could that possibly have to do with Steve?
Ah, here it is. This is the critical piece of information that your System 1 completely, utterly ignored. Why? Because System 1 loves a good story, a good stereotype, but it is totally blind to statistics. And our lazy System 2, our pilot, didn't bother to wake up and ask the really important question. Wait a minute, how many male farmers are there compared to male librarians? Statistically, it's way, way more likely that Steve is just one of the many, many farmers out there who happens to be a shy and orderly guy.
So, after all this, what are we supposed to do? Is our brain just flawed? Not at all. The point of knowing all this is like getting the user's manual for your own mind. It's about you becoming a better director of that two-character drama happening in your head.
Look, this isn't a story of good versus evil. System 1 is absolutely brilliant. It lets us get through life without having to analyze every little thing. But it has predictable blind spots. System 2 is our source of logic and reason, but it's slow and gets tired really easily. The real skill, the art of thinking better, is learning to recognize those situations where System 1 is likely to make a mistake, and then deliberately slow down and call in the heavy hitter, System 2. So think about it. The next time you have a really big decision to make about your career, about your money, about a relationship, just pause for a second and ask yourself, who am I letting run this show? Is this a job for my fast, intuitive autopilot, or is it maybe time to wake up the pilot? Knowing who should be in the driver's seat, well, that can make all the difference in the world.